Welcome back, everyone. Today, Joey and I are going to be taking a look at the Abomination Vaults. These are pre-printed terrains for Pathfinder specifically, but you can use it in
D&D,
RPGs that you do, anything that you need some terrain for.
Yeah.
I put these together, and so I'll speak on that out of the gate here. I think it was really smooth. It does require you to use some of the clippers or snippers or whatever you call these little things for miniatures, because they are sprue-based, and so you'll need to cut them off. But as soon as you do that, it comes off really cleanly. In the instructions, there's a QR code that you can follow or use the pamphlet included here in order to see how to put it together. They recommend that you file it afterward. I never found that I needed to file it. I felt like it came off really cleanly, and it assembled really well. Super easy to be modular, and to really kind of set your terrain as you like, I guess, or you need. One of the big things here is it is pre-painted. That's important for people like Joey.
Me, that cannot paint very well.
Or just doesn't want to spend the time doing it. You know, I mean, these are really great about being to the table quickly. So what did you think about the paint job specifically and the ambiance of these?
The paint job is great. I mean, I think it's obviously hand painted. It might look better and different, but these I think are really good. You got blood splatter. You have enough differences. Like you mentioned the Cthulhu on the side. There are little details in there that is a rarity in sort of mass market stuff like this. So I think it does look well.
Yeah, it doesn't feel mass market painted necessarily. You know, when you look at it, you can see kind of that, I call it kind of screen print look, you know, like
that's
it's a little bit pixelated.
Yes.
I expected it, but that goes away as soon as it's on the table. Right. On the table from a distance, it just looks like it has pretty heavy-handed dry brushed.
Yep.
But I did like it. I did think...
You would hate my dry brush, by the way. You say it's heavy-handed dry brush. I just felt attacked, by the way, but go ahead.
I did find that in the pictures, it seems to glow a little bit better than it does in person. As you know, specifically if you're looking at the like Cthulhu or something like that, how it has that glowing green effect. I, as a painter, would want to go in and touch that up a little bit, but by no means is it distracting. You know what I mean? And so I want that to be a little bit more bright, a little more vivid. But overall, I'm happy with the paint job. It is very much table ready to go.
Agreed. I want to mention one thing about attachment points on here, putting them together. There was like a thing I 3D printed called Dungeon Lock where you push them together and there was like a little spring that clips. This clips together. It's fairly solid when you pick it up. The other one wouldn't. The one I 3D printed, it would kind of fold. You hold it by one side and it still doesn't break, which I think is pretty good. So it's solid. As
well as on the table, I mean, you can rotate it around if you need to, you know, for visibility and kind of set it up. You do not have to handle it with kid gloves as you're putting it together, and it stays together. But yet it also manages to come apart really well for storage.
That's huge, as opposed to like the higher cost ones like Dwarven Forge, things like that. You know, also, because you can bring it out, you can like have behind this door more of them, and then you bring it out as they enter a new room because it is stable.
Right, you could have that surprise. It's like, and behind, you're opening that door. Okay, here's the next thing, you know, and
which
you
is
attach
always
it on.
exciting.
It's really cool.
It makes you. She goes just open doors to see what's in there, and we all
absolutely.
Die.
I just open them all. I'm like, oh, whoops, guys, we got 70 bad guys now. My bad.
We don't live long in RPGs.
So yeah, with that, I think that also goes to what you were talking about is being able to store these afterward because it does come apart. So it has a high level of modularity, but also low storage because the pieces can come apart easy enough to, you know, store in a smaller capacity container. So I like that.
And there's even like scatter terrain, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it was really well done. So with that, I mean, ultimately here, we're not going to give a score, just a general, would you recommend it and would you personally use it? And where do you fall on that?
I would. I'd recommend it and use it. Here's the thing, though, about these. The idea sometimes for using these is better than the reality because once you get a lot of party miniatures in there, it gets crowded in those hallways. So if you just draw out a map or theater of the mind, of course, but if this is something that, and it's always a nice treat when you bring out stuff like this because people always say, wow. You know, so it does have that wow factor and you get it by opening the box. You don't have to spend a couple weeks painting or a couple months begging Camilla to paint your stuff, which takes forever. So anyway, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's really well done.
I'm there as well. I would use it and I would recommend it as well. I like that it's going to store small and not be a whole nother craft room that I have to set up.
That's the thing, yes.
It's painted so it's table ready. If I feel the need to go in and add little details because I enjoy painting, I can do this. But this is like everything is based and table ready to run.
Right.
You know, unless I happen to want to do a little bit more. And I do prefer this type type of RPG playing over like Theater of the Mind. It just helps me visualize what's happening in combat and stuff like that. So I think this is fantastic. So yeah, that's going to be both of us do enjoy this, and we would use it and definitely recommend it. Thanks for joining us here today on the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla.
I'm Joey.
And we were checking out the Pathfinder terrain, the Abomination Vaults. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Bassel.